Hello everybody and welcome to NBL Overtime. Cam Luke's taken another mid-season holiday, so the super sub is back in off the bench. So with not enough notice, couldn't get a haircut, but I've done my best. I'm here. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. And I don't know where Cam Luke is. He's in the sun somewhere. But Corey.
What's up, my man?
Now, you've caused a bit of a stir on socials the last couple of days.
What do you
got for me?
Cairns, New Zealand, balling. Pick one. Who you got?
We're going to get into that, but firstly, how's the baby watch going? Everything?
Oh, man, next week.
Well, here we go.
Woo, Gabby is coming.
Because I thought you'd slept well tonight, so enjoy that one last. Liam, how are you?
What's happening, man?
How was the weekend? Little one's birthday?
It was good. Thanks for the shout out for Grace. Yes,
Right on, man.
Birthday,
Happy birthday to little one.
Mate, the games are coming thick and fast. Big games with big ramifications almost every day.
Well, let's get stuck into it because the top three teams, it's almost like we've got two races going on. The race to get into the play-in tournament and the race to the top two to avoid that. All top three teams went 2-0 undefeated on the weekend. Corey, who impressed you the most?
New Zealand Breakers. I've been thoroughly impressed with them. One, to hold their position this long in the season. We all know what's happened over the last 2 years. New coach change at the helm. Moni Mayor has done a fantastic job. And obviously COVID hit them. So they played the least amount of games since Christmas Eve. And, hit a little rough patch, but bounced back in a big way, and they were two very good wins. And the way that they've bounced back, the team effort. Will McDowell-White is back, who y'all both love. He really is the quarterback of that team. And they've really impressed me. Barry Brown Jr., right? As you just see him going about his business, getting buckets.
Went into the crowd 3 times, by the way, in about 4 minutes here.
Like, the thing for me with him is, off the bench, can you actually be 6th Man of the Year and MVP of the league? Have you ever seen that anywhere?
Never happened.
Never happened, right? Never happened. Now, will he be MVP of the league? No.
All league?
All league, 100%. But my thing is, he's in the conversation. Why? He's averaging the most and plays a significant role coming off the bench on a team that's in second place. Me, personally, I don't care if you average a lot of points if you're 6th or 7th place. So I don't understand why people on social media are we rewarding losers?
Nope.
That's what we do here?
No, sir.
Not in this league.
Not on this desk.
Not on this desk. And definitely not on my social media. So if you understand, I understand the race is tight. I get it, right? 1 minute you can be in 3rd or 4th. Next minute you in 6th. That's how tight it is.
I will say it is such a small margin between that middle of the pack. So some of the drop-offs...
It's not a small margin between those top teams and the rest.
No, absolutely not. So I'm with you on that. And I don't mind. I love the discussion about the awards watch. But New Zealand, I said it the other day, their physicality, can anybody match their physicality in the league?
No, I mean, maybe Tassie. They play a similar type of style. Those two are kind of quite similar. I love when you see the clash of styles. You see like New Zealand go up against Sydney. They've struggled against Sydney. Because Sydney played like an incredible pace. And we'll talk about them in a sec.
Out the net,
gone.
Or miss.
Well, it's an interesting...
We'll talk about so hard to keep up with that team. And no one's really getting it done. But New Zealand are beautiful. Then you talk about Barry Brown Jr., all league off the bench. Shout out Modi Mayor.
Shout out Modi Mayor.
To bring an import in who is elite. One of the best players in the league. A two-way guy. One of the leading scorers. And he's coming off the bench. And
talking that talk, too.
And the buy-in, Jarrell Brantley.
Shout out to him
when someone misses a rotation.
He's unbelievable.
He's furious.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And he lets everybody know that team, Adam Ford's talking a lot about how his guys are keeping each other accountable. That's happening in New Zealand in a massive way.
Yeah.
And you just got to love the vibe and everything that's going on with that team.
Before we move on to who impressed you, now Will McDowell-White's back and we love him. I think you mentioned it. He is the quarterback to this team. Yeah. He holds the keys. He holds the keys to their success. Is it time now for Barry Brown Jr. to go back to his bench role?
I think, look, you can mix that around, right? Isaiah Liafa with the matchups, but Will McDowell, he's the starter.
I know Liafa was dope when he was with the Phoenix.
Does Liafa need to get involved in the most improved player?
100%. Yo, he be killing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yo, he out there like he's the guy. I love him.
Yeah.
I loved him from with the Phoenix.
We need to get this man over to New Zealand, by the way.
You know what? While we're talking awards and we're talking New Zealand, let's start talking about Jarrell Brantley for Defensive Player of the Year.
He locks up, man.
Nobody wants to play against that
Oh,
dude.
man.
His physicality against Robert Franks was unbelievable. From
Now,
the jump.
Xavier Cooks is a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem for absolutely everybody. But for everyone else, Jarrell Brantley has those guys.
Well, we're talking about Defensive Player of the Year. There's a couple of other candidates. It's going to be a hard award to find out. But from the Cairns Taipans, ball qual DJ Ho, Cairns Taipans, they're doing some really good things without their MVP candidate.
Well, they lead the league in defensive efficiency, the Taipans. But I don't even think you talked about their best defender. Nobody wants to be guarded by Tajir McCall.
Dude.
And that guy can guard point guard, shooting guard, small forward,
He's
power.
everywhere.
He will guard Bryce Cotton, Barry Brown Jr., Derek Walton Jr. if you need him to.
He'll guard
and then he'll guard
centers.
Mitch Creek.
He'll guard whoever.
Don't worry about that. Now, you love what the Cairns Taipans are doing. Hey, 4 straight wins without Keanu Pender. Really, really impressive stuff. And the energy of that group, the way they get around each other. And they did it again this weekend, back-to-back victories. You love the way they go about it here. Watch, Wardenberg had himself a game. Those guys up front, Wardenberg, Hogue, those guys doing terrific things. Tajir McCall,
Unbelievable.
playing out of his skin right now. You know what they can do at the offensive end. Don't worry about the percentages, because when they get hot, they get scorching hot. You talk about them flipping the switch. Keanu Pender just enjoying things from the sidelines. And their run home's not too bad. You know, it's not too easy, it's not too hard, it's in the middle there. They're going to finish top 3. I don't think they're going to finish in the top 2, which will make things interesting.
Well, there's a big game coming up on Sunday, which we'll talk about against the Breakers. But for me, for the Taipans, Shannon Scott's the key. We talk about Will McDowell-White because when they're at full strength, he seems to go into his shell a little bit, but he looks unbelievable without Keanu Pender.
He's another guy that's like a quarterback, you know? And like, I have been thoroughly impressed over the last 4 games with this whole team, the way they leveled up, because anybody outside of that group, seeing Keanu Pender go down, you're like, struggle street is coming up. Is there run? Now it's worrying signs, kind of like the Phoenix. That's how you would look at it with such a pivotal key at both ends for that team is out. And the way they all came together and rose together and elevated their game, you got to credit all of them. And Shannon Scott, what was the game when he had like 30-something?
31 in that
Against Adelaide. The comeback.
Oh, unbelievable.
That comeback was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to him. And he kind of knows when to really go high and take his game up on the offensive level and when to just kick back. And that's the quality. That's why they recruited him.
The point you made about Keanu Pender and the injury, I said in a podcast earlier this year with Damon Lowry, listen, the Taipans are one Keanu Pender ankle roll away from sliding down the ladder.
So it was Liam's fault.
And-
Who did it, firstly.
And
Liam's
I was
fault.
dead wrong.
Yeah.
I was dead wrong. They've proved that in these last 4
Yeah.
weeks. The ability to get it done without him on the floor has been really important. Although it might have cost him a little bit in those MVP
100%.
considerations.
Now, but
Yeah, 100%. So sorry to cut you off, right? It will,
It will.
because it's so many games he's missed. So that means less voting, less
And they've won them.
votes, and they've won. But he's still on my thing because his numbers technically is frozen and they haven't dropped. So now he's back
Is he like
activated.
Encino Man?
Well, I love the point that you talked about with Cairns about just the camaraderie in the bench, the
Yeah.
energy. Same with New Zealand. The other team in the top 3 talk about bench energy, team energy is the Sydney Kings.
Oh,
They are flying
my
right now,
God.
and I still think they look a little step above the rest of the competition.
Fam.
They are unbelievably deep. Galloway, Noy, Bruce, and Hunter off the bench are all such an important spark. Not even mentioning the starters, how good they are.
unbelievable. They actually play like they deserve to start, but that's also shout out to Chase Buford
Big time.
for putting those guys in positions to do well and believing in them. Like, we've seen those games. Think about this. Those buzzer-beating shots.
Yeah.
Who took them? Bench players. So that'll let you know how much he believes in his team. And if they're rolling, he leaves them out there. And they all support each other. That team is crazy. The depth of that team is crazy. And that man right there on screen.
Oh, my God. Well, hey, listen, we're going to go into more of that later on. This-
Windmill, like that's his mood right now.
He's having fun. He's having all kinds of fun. Hey, while we're talking about Jarrell Brantley, Tajir McCall, Justin Simon's in that mix as well. Defensive player. of the year.
and
the
Tony's
three best
Cleveland.
defensive teams. The 3 best defensive teams are first, second, and third on the ladder.
That's the
and
NBL.
they have the 3 primary contenders.
We'll also have to talk about Xavier Cooks at some stage. He had those 2 switch outs to Bryce Cotton, Corey Webster. They both created space and he still managed to block with his length. Interesting stat that came out this morning as we record this on a Tuesday that They're the second fastest team in terms of pace in the world. And so is the NBL. That's something we have to talk about another day. Let's have a talk about the teams that are still in the race. So we have the play-in tournament race. We have the race for the top 2 to avoid it. I'm going to start with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who continue to drop, continue to slip down, but they have had horrible luck with injuries.
Hold on, before we talk about the Phoenix, though, let's just have a look at what the play-in tournament is going to look like.
Oh, please
right?
explain.
Because we brought this up earlier in the season, yeah, and you have to really get sort of a beautiful mind type thing. But look, keep an eye on the fact that first, look to the right of this graphic, first and second, all the way through to the semi-final series. So I'm saying that's Sydney and New Zealand.
Yep.
Third, it means you're so close to that massive advantage, but what you end up being is in the hustle and bustle of elimination games. So 5th and 6th, we know that's going to be a fun one to tick things off. But third plays 4th. That's going to be Cairns versus whoever can manage to find themselves atop that little mix. And bam, like you could be a game outside second and then go lost, you're out against 2 different teams. So it just goes to show how big, we know how big it is to actually get in, make into 5th or 6th. But to get into that top 2, that race for top 2, Sydney, New Zealand and Cairns right now, really important.
And that's why I mentioned the Phoenix, because they're going to hopefully be at full strength next week. They've been slipping down the ladder, but they're a team when it comes to a one-off play-in tournament game. If they're at full strength, you do not want to play them. Now, Mitch Creek is the concern with his eye about if he comes back for next week, but Gary Brown is supposed to be back. Trey Kell's supposed to be back. They're a team that at full strength, you just don't want to play.
I'm not worried about the Phoenix.
Me either.
4 straight losses without those guys. So that's not good. You don't want that. But they've still got a winning record, 12 and 11. And those guys are coming back. And their record with their star-studded starting 5 in action, I think it's
2 or something.
I think it's 10 and 3.
Some craziness like that.
So they still got enough games to right the ship, and they'll win enough to be it.
Now, I know you love the Red Army and you love talking about the Red Army. Perth, they're on the outside looking in. Can they do it?
And they will continue to be on the outside looking in. For me, the top 6 is set. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I got excited last week. I actually thought, Corey coming in, maybe they got a chance. And it had to be proven last round. Mm-hmm. You lose a tough one in New Zealand. That was tough. No way in hell you was winning in Sydney.
No, sir.
So
that's the toughest road trip.
That was your window.
Yeah.
Like, as bad as it's been for them, there was still a window. And they couldn't cash in. Which brings me to this. Where in the, there's no one in Australia. This is a club rich with history. We know this. Championships. This is the best club in the history of basketball in this country.
Yep.
Who would ever think you'd see them miss 2 consecutive years finals?
Well, if that does happen,
No if. Listen, my man, you know that run?
Yeah, they got a tough run.
Let me tell you the run. Let me get this right. I usually don't bring papers, but
They got tough.
They got a tough run.
They got New Zealand. They got Sydney twice.
Yeah, they've got Sydney twice. That's the main thing, because we've got it.
Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry.
Talk to us.
New Zealand, Adelaide, Sydney twice, Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, Illa, Tassie, Cairns. That team, they're not in form. Corey's playing really good basketball. Cotton's cotton, right? But nothing else on that roster is jumping off of the screen for me to believe on paper. They're just going to turn it around. We got so used to, because they did in the past so many times, and it's worked out, which ended up them hopping into finals, winning. Ain't happening, Captain.
Well, from a team.
The ghost of Trevor Gleeson.
He loves going there.
The ghost of Trevor. Is this not happening?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Gleeson is haunting his team.
Well, from a team that you said is done for one of the hottest teams in the league on the outside looking in, Melbourne United. Melbourne United.
Listen, man.
Liam.
Corey, they've won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
Won,
Tell me when I can go.
They've won 5 of their last 6. They just beat Tasmania in Tasmania.
Which they hadn't done for 4 straight games.
I ain't going to front. That was the most quiet I've ever heard that arena.
Now,
That was impressive.
I told you last week, these teams in that mix from 4th through to 7th all play each other. They're all beating each other. All of them. Tassie, Adelaide, Southeast Melbourne and Perth, they all took L's on the weekend. The top 3 teams went undefeated. The bottom 2 teams, they couldn't get a win. But in that whole mix there, the only team who didn't lose was Melbourne United. They just added another win to that column. Marcus Lee is absolutely killing right now. 22-10 with 4 blocks. Leads the league in every advanced number you can think of for the past kind of month or so. And he has just been an extraordinary pickup, perfect for what they need. His combination with Shea Yili and with Xavier Ratam-Mays is a tremendous thing. And they also have that guy named Chris Golding, who is in really good form right now. And now that he's feeling good, and he went down to Tassie and he gave his home state the business over the weekend. Nobody wants to play that team right now. They're going to keep winning, and I tell you, they're going to make this top 6.
Oh, there you go. Well, we heard it right there. Marcus Lee, he's balling. And if Chris Golding has anything to say to it,
hold on.
You don't agree?
Hold on. Here's my thing. Here's what Melbourne United need to do, in my opinion. Sign Lee back. Based on the form Tucker has been playing in, sign him back. Because if Tucker, with his talk, came in like this, he would be the best new import in the league.
well, they're going to make top 6?
No! You know why?
Okay.
The 6 already set. The damage has been done. Too good, too late.
Yeah,
So they play Adelaide
Too
twice,
good,
and they
too
play
late.
New Zealand
Split.
twice.
Split.
So 15, we think. 15 is the magic number to get into the top
both those,
6.
they'll miss.
So we're going to go.
They not winning out.
We've got
Those
a lot
other
more.
teams ain't just going to automatically drop other games.
Get us
Ain't
with a lot
happening.
more. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. We're going to talk one of the best offensive performances you've seen recently straight after this. Don't go anywhere.
Lightning got to strike like 3 times or something, man, in the same place.
Vasiljevic for 3, got it. DJ hits another one. So a couple for Vasiljevic early. From downtown again. There it goes again. 4 of 4.
Go ahead, DJ.
For 5.
One more.
From downtown. Here he is again. 6 of 6. He is scorching. 7 for DJ. For 8. Got it. Step back from DJ. Oh, stop it. Wide open. Goal, DJ. 10 3-pointers. DJ has been dynamite tonight.
Welcome back to NBL Overtime. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. What you just saw there was one of the best offensive performances by an individual in some time. We've seen 3 40-point games so far this season, but Corey, 10 of 14 from the 3. The damn wall was due to burst, and my goodness, did it what in that game.
Yeah, 3 things I want to say. Fantastic performance. To watch, it was incredible to see. I've been a part of a game. I've been in a game where a player hit 10 threes, John Riley, and it was just unbelievable. The zone, like, just find him. Like, the rim was as big as this table. He just couldn't miss. So shout out to him. And I said it last year when he came on our show. He came on NBL Overtime in our show in studio. And I said, DJ Vasiljevic is as important to the Sydney Kings as Chris Golding is to Melbourne United. Shout out to him.
Unbelievable. I don't think 14's enough. If you're shooting 10 of 14, you're feeling that good, you've probably got to be pushing 20.
Don't worry, he was getting them up.
Yeah.
He wasn't turning any down, that's for sure. But he's an absolute superstar.
Yeah.
For however long he plays in this league, it's just fun to watch.
Well, speaking of superstar, we're going next star. Rayan Rupert back for the Breakers, and boy, he looked like he hadn't missed a beat.
Welcome back. So good to have him back. And hey, the ESPN latest mock draft has dropped the other day. They've got him at 18. Look at the recent history of NBL Next Stars getting drafted in the lottery of the NBA draft. So LaMelo Ball picked 3 in 20, Josh Giddey top 10 in 21, Ousmane Dieng pick 11. So 3 straight years of Next Stars in the lottery, and Rayan Rupert holding steady there at 18. And I tell you, if he continues to play like he did in this return week, He's going to continue to go up those rankings. And Corey, this return from injury was spectacular.
I mean, I watched this game, and it was literally like he never left. He came out way more energetic, hungry, starving, hitting that three, getting it done at both ends. Like, he gave Luke Travers the business. Like, it looked like Luke was the next star, and he was, for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the league, like he was a draft
And stash.
stash. That's exactly what it looked like. So for me, before he got injured, I was like, he's top 10. He's a top 10 pick in the NBA draft this year, 100%.
Well, I think he's going to continue to rise because he's going to get that opportunity. But it's December 25th, it's been and gone. Santa, the big fella in the red suit, he's relaxing, but this Santa never stops. You've been having a close look at some good things.
Oh, mate, there was a lot that went down. It gets kind of crazy during the holiday season. Santa's watching. Let's get rolling. And you know what? We're going to start with Sam Froling, who for some reason just loves passing the ball to Jacob Jackomas.
He's done that a couple of times now.
What are you doing?
I mean, this was last week, of course, so that's 2 weeks in a row.
Coach got to be ready to shoot one of those.
Come on, man. Now, Barry Brown Jr., man, he found a unique way to kick the ball out to Tom Abercrombie. Bam!
Gotta make that.
Tom Abercrombie's going to be ready to catch and shoot too.
Hey, Rob Lowe, baby.
Oh,
No give up.
Oh, look.
And hey, what about Angus Glover here off the ref?
oh my.
605 that possession.
Sunday, the angles that he worked here to put it off the ref.
Perfectly off the back.
Wasn't it a beautiful thing? Sunday didn't quite work the angles.
Oh, I saw this.
yeah.
We were calling this game. Oh, come on.
Jordan Hunter did though.
Oh boy.
Over the backboard, baby.
Unbelievable.
Act like
Don't
you've been
admit.
there. Act like you've been there.
He sure did.
Hey, Sean Bruce, he's relevant this week, but this wasn't his finest moment.
Oh my.
Come on, Sean.
Slipped.
Lucky Dent couldn't do any better.
Oh my. Oh,
And Kai Soto, big fella, you're right next to the rim.
oh boy.
Come on,
He's got to
man.
dunk that. He can dunk that from there.
Hey, keep an eye on Book Wall here. Close to the front of the screen. He's happy with that.
Love
Like
it.
very happy.
He was loving his own game, though.
They love each other in Cairns. Look at Adam Ford. Yeah, he's up and about. And then this dude, cameraman.
What is going on there? Have a look
What
at
are you doing? Get off the court.
Have a look at the ref.
Ref, tell him to get off the court.
Well,
How about that?
well,
Hey, stacked this one.
stacked. And I tell you what, speaking of stacked, yes or no to come. I've got a wrinkle on this. I'm going to bring my own flavour to it, so don't go anywhere. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. We'll wrap it all up right after this.
Rough way to finish up for the Breakers. 10 straight losses to finish what has been a really, really difficult season.
We're not delivering the product that the fan base deserve. We need to repay the faith of this crowd. It's what we owe them. This is going to be one of the hardest working off seasons.
Cairns Taipans, they've been the surprise packet this year.
And they make a statement. Never a dull moment when the Cairns Taipans are involved.
It's a new Cairns Taipans and a brand new New Zealand Breakers.
There is some energy around this Breakers group right now.
The most improved team of the season, the New Zealand Breakers.
And this is a huge game.
Welcome back to NBL Overtime. My goodness, what a massive game this week, and that hype reel gave me chills, Liam. It's all sets up for Sunday.
Sunday, Cairns, New Zealand, huge in the context of that race for second spot. But for me, this is like the celebration bowl, this game, of celebrating where those teams have come from last season. But don't sleep on Perth and Adelaide as well on Saturday. We talk about double point games. That one's going to be...
All right, let's get into it quickly. Yes or no? Corey, do New Zealand have the best import trio in the competition?
I'm going to stay away from that.
All right, you got to give me an answer quick. I need one.
I love him.
Okay. Is there
No.
a chance Baines or Sobey aren't at Brisbane next year?
Yes.
Will that Melbourne loss in Perth come back to haunt them?
Correct.
Will that Cairns loss in Adelaide come back to haunt them?
Yes.
Something different here. Start, bench, cut. Corey, this is based off your socials. Derek Walton Jr., Milton Doyle, DJ Hogue. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Derek Walton Jr., I'm starting.
Yep, quickly. I need
Who's
it.
the other ones?
Milton Doyle, DJ Hogue.
Damn.
All right, we're about to wrap up. So Liam, send us Xavier Cooks, Mitch Creek, Jack White.
Start Xavier Cooks, bench Mitch Creek, cut Jack.
Well, it's all heating up in NBL. Thank you
that
for
was
watching.
hard.
Hashtag
Why not
NBL
get the
Overtime.
bait?
We'll see you next week.
I heard the wrong name.